Hola amigos, bienvenidos a este nuevo video. Hoy vamos a hacer un gameplay de Not for Broadcast, un juego indie que está en acceso temprano, en Early Access en Steam. Vamos a ver de qué se trata. Parece bastante interesante, entonces pues vamos a darle. Si les gusta el video, recuerden dejar su like, dejármelo saber en los comentarios y suscribirse para más gameplays. Bueno, vamos a un nuevo juego de Not for Broadcast. Día 1, la elección. Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver de qué va esto. A la derecha. Ok, el teléfono.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. Alright mate, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right,
Okay.
look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Estas son la publicidad que vamos a dar durante el noticiero. Vamos a ver.
The signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes.
At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movies.
Okay.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds,
Bueno,
everybody.
vamos en vivo en 10 segundos.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay,
Moving on
we're
up.
all good.
The election
Next
win
is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2.
Hopeful or
There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally
Okay.
Independent and corners the flowered market.
Creo que lo hice mal.
Johnny Hams leaves. Wins Sports Personality of the Year.
Sí, lo hice mal.
And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance Headquarters to hear what the leaders of this
9,
fledgling party have to say
8,
on their
sí.
historic.
Right, button
That's
2
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Nightly News.
1, now.
Yeah.
Lovely, mate. Next thing
Ok.
is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Ok. Cuando se desaparezca el globo.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely,
But
mate.
first, the votes are in and it's a
Okay,
decisive
vamos
win
bien.
for Advance. The landslide
Listen, mate, we often get a bit of interference around this time of night, so keep your eye on the machine on the bottom right. You can move that white dot up and down, avoiding the interference using the yellow knob or your scroll
Okay.
wheel.
of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately wicked. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate but have yet to appear
Interferencia.
publicly.
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one and the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but
Estamos un
keep
poco
your
enredados con
eye
esto,
on
pero
the
bueno.
clock.
We're going live to Advance HQ.
Parece que
to
lo
hear the code
que
is accepted.
viene es publicidad.
2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Listo.
I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
Thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse it with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little
Bueno, quisiera
secret.
averiguar si esto tiene... No hay más idiomas que el inglés, ¿o qué hay? Entonces, bueno, vamos bien. Para los que sepan inglés, igual va tan rápido que no me da tiempo de hacer la traducción todo el tiempo.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your.
Pero bueno, por lo menos parece que
Yeah.
estamos bien.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Ok,
Going in 5,
vamos en...
4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Megan Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
Shop
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen 3 when she says his name.
Today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies. all
Ok,
to
ok,
success.
toca
I said to
moverse
Peter,
mucho con esto.
what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Get back to who's
Am I
talking.
right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet
No
Man.
le estoy poniendo cuidado para nada lo que dice esta gente, pero bueno.
Story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others.
Been on that shot a bit long.
For freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer.
Bien, bien, bien.
Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience.
Bueno, toca mover
I
las
suppose
cámaras
in the end I do it for the
seguido y
difference.
ya.
I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to
Muy bien.
not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated,
pasa?
which
¿Qué pasa?
opens next week.
Me
I've
enredé
swapped
con la
the shot
censura.
of Jeremy on screen one for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's exciting stuff.
Me adelanté. Me adelanté un poco.
Watch out for that interference, mate.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
Cool, looks like Blunder Clatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the broadcast's done. We keep everything.
I don't know that.
Mucha interferencia.
No, Lance, we mustn't. Make it careful.
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
What?
Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, you remember? Don't I listen to you?
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
Now it's all too late.
Look at this!
Demasiado.
The sterility.
¿Qué pasa? Está subiendo la audiencia. Mientras nosotros manejamos con un botón la interferencia.
You'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
¿Usar qué? No escuché. Bueno, esto dejémoslo quieto. Y creo que tenemos que ir a propagandas. Con B. Y ahora.
Right, I guess I better explain how to
Bien.
deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple.
Okay.
Of course, if you do it
Mantenerlo
by eye, you'll have
presionado
to take your
mientras
eye off the
esté
screen.
la
That's
secuencia
why real professionals
de
do
la
it by
palabra
ear.
para censurar.
Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder.
Lame ass chair. You want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day and he
Good.
bought in.
You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously,
You
that
want it.
5,
You want it. You
4,
want it. We've got it. You
3.
pay us.
Welcome back.
Bien,
I'm
bien,
told
bien.
we can now go live to advance headquarters. I'm told we can now where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address. are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start?
Get ready,
Go
please.
for it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming. And
Listo, Jorge.
thank you all
Where
for
do I
coming.
start?
And, well, what a day.
They said we
What
couldn't
a
do
day.
it.
They certainly
said we
They
couldn't
used
do it.
every
Every dirty, low-down, lying
Every
southern
dirty,
bastard
low-down,
trick
lying
they had against us. But you,
The people.
you saw right through us.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebrations. Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebrations. Coarser than the
Listo,
greatest
está
fan.
complicándose cada vez más.
Coarser than the
Memorably
greatest.
put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers
Pasan muchas cosas al tiempo.
Working with the Wealth Office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide.
Bien.
I've got nowhere to hide.
Pero censuré otros
Revoke
pedazos.
your passport. We revoke you want them back. You want to leave like you
Audience is
threatened
getting
before
bored,
you
mate.
leave like you
Ya
threatened.
va, ya va.
First fine. You're going to pay first. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you,
Por la censura, bien.
The people who
Y
pay
otra
to
censura,
serve people in
bien.
their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even fucking rich.
Advance have this to say to you.
Fallamos un poquito, fallamos un poquito.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
No estoy poniendo absolutamente ningún cuidado a lo que
We
dicen.
will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it. Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Well, interesting acceptance speech there. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we'll get that bleeped out for you in time.
Las últimas interferencias.
So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Mighty News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful.
And we're out.
Looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Politics then.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Try not to get murdered.
Bueno amigos, hasta acá nuestro primer video de Not for Broadcast. Espero les haya gustado. Déjenme saber si quieren que siga con este juego. Avanzar a ver qué más tenemos. Y nada, dejen su like, dejen su comentario si les gustó. Suscríbanse y nos vemos en un próximo video. Muchas gracias y chao.